Hi again. So, after I had reviewed some of my lessons, I decided that I hadn't given you very much note practice. So, we're going to do a little activity today that I did in the kids' lessons that will hopefully help you remember your notes a little bit better and give you a little bit of a roadmap that you can just keep on your piano so you can look at it if you are ever in need of knowing what a note is. And I'm also going to give you a little bit of flashcard practice just so that we get our notes learned a little bit better. So anyways, sorry I didn't do that before. This is an additional video, but hopefully it helps out. Okay, so the first thing you need is a plain white sheet of paper, and then you need like just some markers or a pencil or something. It doesn't really matter. I have 3 colors because I'm going to show you the different notes using the different colors, but you can really just use one color. So go ahead and get those materials and come right back if you need to. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. So if you would like to have a nice flat sheet of paper at the end, you don't have to do this folding part and you can just eyeball it. But this is going to help you be able to know where to put your lines. So first of all, you're going to fold it in half. Okay, so we're using the long length, so fold the long length in half. Okay, and then you're going to fold it in half again. Okay, and no need to crease it too tight, but just a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to fold it in half again. Okay, and then you're going to fold it in half one more time. And this last one is getting pretty thick, so just do your best to kind of do that. Okay, all right, and then you're going to open it up just like this. All right, so you're going to see a bunch of lines now. So these are some lines that we're going to go ahead and make our grand staff on. So what I want you to do is I want you to put just a little dot on your middle line right here. Okay, this is going to give us a reference to where we need to go. Now you're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 creases, put another dot, okay, and then put 2 dots below that. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. Okay, so you should have one more crease above this, skipping a crease here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, skip a crease, a fold, and then go ahead and then put another dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down like that. Okay, then you're going to go the other side. You're going to find your middle again, that first fold, the middle fold. You're going to put your dot and do the same thing. You're going to skip a crease, and you're going to put a dot on every fold going up. 5 dots. Okay, skip a crease, put a dot, and you're going to go every fold going down. 5 dots. Okay, now this is where you're going to need the edge of something. So, okay, now here you can use a ruler or the edge of a book or something, but then you're going to go ahead and you're going to just connect those dots together, draw down right down my crease lines. Okay, and you're just going to make these lines going all the way down your paper. And I have little staples in this. It's making little funny loopies. That's okay. Okay, my middle line, before you do that, we're not going to make the middle line. Okay, so you're going to skip the middle dots, skip those, and move down to here. So you've got a nice big space in between your top set of lines and your bottom set of lines. So I'm sure you can start seeing now this is going to be our grand staff. So the top set of lines is our treble clef and the bottom set of lines is our bass clef. Okay, and got it. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do, just go ahead now on the left side, just draw a line that connects all these lines together on the left. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Here we go. We're just gonna go down just like this. Okay, this connects our staff lines together. And we'll just leave this other end open-ended for now. Okay, so flatten it back out a little bit. This is where if you wanted to not fold your paper, that would have been fine too, but you would have had to eyeball it. So either way. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and draw our treble clef sign. So the way that we do that, you're gonna make a dot just below the treble clef line here. Okay, you're gonna come a little bit off to the right, up to the top, make a little loopy at the top, come back to the left. Okay, you're gonna hit this bottom line and you're gonna swirl around the G line. So we're gonna swirl around just like that. Okay, all right, and then my bass clef, this is sometimes called the G clef because this swirl goes around the G line where G note sits, and the bass is often called the F clef because this dot starts on the F line. Just kind of make a backwards C a little bit, and then these two dots go off to the right, and they have the F line right in between those two dots. Okay, all right, those weren't the best looking, but they will work. So the first thing that we're going to talk about are our space notes. So I'm going to take my first color here, I'm going to do orange, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my notes on. Now what we're drawing here is just a circle. We're just going to draw whole notes, okay, just so that we can see what notes they are. So my notes are going to fill the space, but not go above or below the line. Okay, so just make a nice circle. We're going to taper them a little bit so that they don't stand right on top of each other. And I'm going to make a note in each of these spaces in my treble clef. Okay, now on the bottom I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make my space notes that are here on the bottom. Try to make them more circular. That one looks like an egg. That's okay. And then I'm also going to put one just below this line and one just above this line. These are still considered space notes here and here. You kind of have to just imagine that there's another line, that middle line in between here. And then we're going to do our line notes with blue. Okay, so line notes are the same size as space notes, but they're just going to go, we're going to do the same thing going up the staff, and we're just going to make our line notes. So see, I have the line running exactly in the middle of this circle. And these are the only two types of notes, so there is order to the madness when you're looking at a piece of music. Okay, and then we're going to do the same for the bottom. Start on the bottom line, making our line note. Come up. And there we are. All right, now, so there is, pretend like there is another line here. There's a really important note that goes on the line that's just below this one. And so you're actually going to create just a little line to set this note on. And I'm going to have you do it here on the bottom too. We're going to slide it over because I just ran out of room. Okay. So we're going to pretend like this is one line. Okay. We're going to make another line note here. Oh, that was scary. That line did not go through the middle. Sorry. All right. And this is the note that's are probably the most played, most important note on the piano. This note right here is middle C. Okay, now on the left, if you're playing middle C with the right hand, you'll notice that it is closer to this treble staff, okay? Treble clef. If you're playing it with the left hand, it's scooched a little bit closer to this bass clef. So these are going to be examples of our same note, middle C, just this would be with the right, this would be with the left. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to learn these notes just a little bit better. Now, we talked through these during our lesson, so I'm hoping that you know these. Let's go ahead and use our little sayings to help us remember what these notes are. Before we do that, though, I think we should fill in two notes that we talked about just at the very beginning of this. Here's my G line. This is the G clef. And here's my G line that it circles around, so we can go ahead and fill in this G for sure. Okay, so you can always find that G easy. And then this is the F clef. So let's go ahead and find that F line. Okay, so here's our F over here in the bass. So we already have 3 notes on here. Now, we can use our sayings. Space spells face here on the top. So I'm going to have, and it doesn't apply to this one below the line. This is just within these staff lines here. So F, we're just going to spell face, A, C, E, okay. And down here at the bottom, we have the all cows eat grass, A, C, E, G, okay. And then over here on the top, we've got every good boy deserves fudge. Good boy deserves fudge. And down here we have good burritos don't fall apart. Good burritos don't fall apart. Okay. Now these last two, if you just are looking at the alphabet, you can guess what they are. A, B, C. I like to say that the B is the king of the bass. He's on the top of the bass, so he's bass, right? And then D, C, D, E, F, G is this one. And I like to say that he's down below the treble clef. Okay, so king of the bass, down below the treble clef. Okay, all right. So now what we're going to do is let's do some flashcards. You've got this made. This is going to be a roadmap for you. And as we get to like higher levels, you'll actually have notes above this. You'll have notes that are played with the right hand that are below middle C and that are played with the left hand that are above middle C. You'll see those and we'll kind of talk about those in the other lessons. But for now, let's just use this and we're going to do a little bit of flashcard practice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a flashcard, and I want you can use your map or you can hopefully use your memory and be able to figure out the flashcards. So I'll show it to you. I'll wait maybe like 2 or 3 seconds and then I'll tell you the answer, okay? So, or you can pause the video and try to answer it before I do. All right, so looking at this is down below the treble clef, so this is D. Good burritos don't fall apart, A. Okay, this one's easy. This is around my G line, G. Okay, or every good boy does fine. Here's our middle C. Okay. Here we've got good burritos don't fall apart, so D. All cows eat grass, G. All cows eat, E. Space spells face, F. Okay, who's the king of the bass? B. saying is good burritos don't fall apart. Good burritos don't fall apart. F. All cows eat grass. C. Every good boy deserves fudge. E. Space spells face. F-A. All cows eat grass. All A. Space spells face. F-A-C. Same thing. F-A-C-E. Every good boy. B. Every good boy deserves fudge. F. Good burritos don't fall apart. G. Every good boy deserves. D. Good burritos. B. Here we're back to our D. Okay, so now this time through, I'm only going to say the note. I'm not going to say the sayings, so I'll just give you a few seconds and see if you can say them before I do. Okay, so this is D, A, G, C, D, G, E, F, B, F, C, E, A, C, E, B, F, G, D, B, back to D. Okay, if you want to go through that again, just go ahead and rewind back through. Do it as many times as you want, and hopefully this is a little bit helpful for these notes. You are going to play a lot of songs coming up. You'll use all these notes a lot, and they're going to focus on particular notes during these lessons, but if you need more note practice, go through this video again, or there's a lot of apps online these days, free apps that you can get that are note practice, so you can download some of those too. So, all right, hopefully that was helpful. If you want more help, just let me know. I can do more videos. All right, thanks.